Yo, it's your boy Orb Smoke back with another Madden video. Today's Madden video, we're going to be doing the NFL Power Rankings after week 1. This is a new series that we're going to try to start, and we're going to do it. We're going to at least try our best to post it once a week, since Power Rankings can change week by week. So I'm really excited to do it. And obviously, when you post a video like this, it's opinion-based and people see their team and they're going to get mad. Just try to keep in mind that these rankings are subjective, especially after week 1. So if you think your team's a little bit higher or a little bit lower, obviously it is subjective, guys. So there's really no room to be upset, especially after week 1. Maybe if you guys have a problem with me after week 8, okay, you have a fair point, but it's week 1. So anyway, starting off the list, 32, I got the Carolina Panthers. They didn't look much better. That wasn't a horrible performance by Bryce Young and the rest of the Panthers. New York Giants, 31. The Giants don't have a great roster, and that was pretty bad. They lost to the Vikings. The Broncos, Bo Nix really didn't look like the preseason hype right there, but it is the rookie's first game ever, so I'll give him a little bit benefit of the doubt. Tennessee Titans, they blew a pretty big lead right there, and that was pretty shocking. 28, the Washington Commanders. And the Commanders can easily move up this list later in the year if Jaden Daniels keeps playing like that. I don't think he played horrible at all. His first game ever, he had no turnovers, and he had 2 total touchdowns. But they didn't really look all that great. Scary Terry only had 2 receptions out of at least 10 targets. 27, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, they are interesting. They had really good defense in the first half, but after the second half, it looked abysmal. 26, we got the Atlanta Falcons. They got a pretty good roster, but they didn't get a win. And then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers did get a win, but their offense looked horrible as well. 24, we got the Arizona Cardinals, and because they were very close to beating the Bills, and it went down to the last quarter, and the Cardinals actually put on a good game. And at 23, we got the New England Patriots. Now, you might think that's pretty low considering they started off the season 1-0, but their roster and depth chart is really weak. If they are able to pull up another upset like that, obviously they shocked the Bengals, but the Bengals recently have not been playing that good week 1. 22, we got the Vikings, and they started off the season with a win. It's only because they faced the Giants, but Sam Darnold didn't look that bad. And Vikings fans, I know obviously you're mad about J.J. Carthy not being there, but Sam Darnold didn't look too bad. So started off the year with not a reason to be mad. 21, I got the Cleveland Browns. They made playoffs last year. They have a pretty good defense, but Deshaun Watson and the rest of the team need to figure out what is going on. Is Deshaun Watson going to play like his Houston days, or is he going to keep playing like this? Because if he's going to keep playing like this, that was one of the worst contracts in NFL history. 20, I got the Bears. They started off with the win, but Caleb Williams didn't look the greatest, but I will give him some credit. He did not have a turnover. So he did have under 100 yards, but still no turnover. 19, the Seahawks. Seahawks didn't look too bad. I would say they're around middle of the pack. 18, the Colts. The Colts did lose, but they were neck and neck with the Texans, so I got to give them some credit right there. And they do have a pretty good roster, I would say. And then 17, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did lose, but they got a pretty good roster, and it was close. So 16, I got the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers didn't really do all that great until the fourth quarter. And then J.K. Dobbins just went crazy with rushing. Justin Herbert looked okay. He definitely could have been better. 15, I got the Los Angeles Rams. They're a good team. They were a playoff team last year, but they lost against the Lions, and the Lions are a great team, but they are losing Puka Nacua. That is a big loss, so I would say they're around 15 range right now. 14, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. That was an embarrassing week 1. Realistically, the Bengals should be in the top 10 teams at least, but yeah, I just can't do that after that performance. 13, I got the New Orleans Saints. They put the absolute smack down on the Panthers. Derek Carr was looking good. Alvin Kamara was looking good. Rashid Shaheed, he had He had a touchdown as well. The defense looked great. Everything looked good for the Saints. And Saints fans, you are off to a great start to the year. Hopefully they keep it forward because the Saints actually have a pretty hard schedule coming up. I know they face the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Eagles at some point. We have the Packers at 12. Honestly, probably a little generous depending how long Jordan Love stays out from his injury. And they started off the year with a loss, so really I don't feel like I could put them in the top 10, especially after those two bad news. 11, New York Jets. They lost to the 49ers on Monday night. I don't think it looked too bad until like the third quarter. Then they let Jordan Mason, a backup running back, run all over them. The Jets defense needs to figure that out. Aaron Rodgers, it wasn't a great performance, but he definitely has the right to be rusty. I mean, he's a legend in the league, and I feel like most of it was just rust or old age. A lot of people forget Aaron Rodgers is 40. 10, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was an amazing performance by the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield looked elite and amazing. 9, I got the Dolphins. They did pretty good, but that was a little bit too close for comfort against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 8 through 5. 8, I got the Baltimore Ravens. That loss against the Chiefs in the home opener, they need to figure out their O-line. They really do. And they have a good offensive line, but I guess they did not have a good start. Or Chris Jones, he is a monster against men. So maybe Chris Jones really caused that big of a headache. But yeah, they need to figure out that offensive line. And the Ravens normally have a good offensive line, so they need to figure that out quick. 7, the Buffalo Bills. They roster and depth chart took a hit as in general. I mean, losing Stephon Diggs, losing Tre'Davious White. They lost some big names. So Buffalo Bills, and they still got a week 1 victory. And now it was close against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals last year were a bottom of the barrel team, but they still got the win. Josh Allen looked great. Well, after the second half, or after the first half, because first half wasn't really that great. I think the stat was like he only had 3 pass completions or attempts in the first half, something similar along those lines. Number 6, I got the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, really good team, really good roster. Only reason they're not in the top 5 is because the defense could have played a little bit better. Other than that, they did pretty good. It was a little close against the Colts, but it was still a good game. 5, Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles did pretty good in week 1, other than the Jalen Hurts turnovers, but that will just come eventually. 4, I have the Detroit Lions, and I wanted to put them in the top 3, but I really can't because they were facing the Rams. Their star receiver, Puka Nacua, didn't play most of the game. The Rams had their best offensive lineman not playing, Rob Havenstein, and it took them to overtime to win. And I get the Rams are a good team, but they don't even have Aaron Donald anymore either. And yeah, it was a win, and it was a good win, but took them a little bit more than it should have. 3, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys looked great. Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Micah Parsons, and Eric Kendricks, everybody, Brandon Aubrey even, he had a couple long field goals. Everyone looked great on the Cowboys. Cowboys fans normally know that the Cowboys do play great in regular season, though it's a little bit of a different story when it gets to the playoffs. But Dak got that extension, and he played pretty good his first game under it. 2, Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs are a great team, obviously. Patrick Mahomes is on it, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. Only reason I can't get them 1 is because they could have did a little better in week 1. Patrick Mahomes looked good, but he didn't look Patrick Mahomes good. And then Travis Kelce didn't really do that great either. So very close, and they are a great team. But 1, I got to give it to the San Francisco 49ers. They played amazing, and they didn't have Christian McCaffrey. They didn't even have Christian McCaffrey, and they still played absolutely amazing. Defense looked pretty good. Brock Purdy looked good. Jordan Mason looked really good for being a backup running back. Jordan Mason, after that performance, if he has like another few ones like that, he could easily be a starter on a team. I mean, that was amazing. That is the end of the power rankings. Let me know what you guys think below. Obviously, it is a little subjective and maybe looks a little funky, I guess you could say, since it's week 1. But let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.